Jungkook BTS reveals his secret love. ARMY's reaction leaves the world in silence without warning, without promotion, and without a single signal from his agency. That night, Jungkook of BTS uploaded a 5-minute video on the weverse platform. No background music, no grand choreography, no visual effects. Just himself, a black hoodie covering part of his face, a hoarse voice, and a pair of eyes carrying the weight of years. His first sentence made the world stop. "I'm in love. I have been for a long time." Amid the dazzling world of K-pop, accustomed to perfect images and emotional silence, the confession struck like an earthquake, unseen, but shaking to the core. What made millions of ARMY cry that night was not just Jungkook's love, but the fact that the love had no name, no form, and perhaps no future. He didn't mention who the person was. He didn't say when or how or where the love was born. But his words painted a collective wound recognized by many, a love that couldn't be expressed, couldn't be possessed, and in the end could only be held in silence. "I'm scared," he said softly, "because I know this love shouldn't hurt anyone. It shouldn't be a burden." That line became the starting point of an emotional wave that swept across the global community. ARMY, BTS's loyal fans from around the world, didn't just watch. They felt it. Not because they knew who he meant, but because they understood what it meant to love in silence. The video wasn't a confession to the world. It was a letter to one soul who may no longer be able to read it. From that moment, the public began rereading every lyric Jungkook had ever written. The song, "Still With You," once thought to be fan service, now felt like a silent monument. The lyrics were no longer just romantic. They became a prayer, a hug, a breath from a love long gone. "You are the letter that was never sent," he said in the video, and with that, he opened a chamber of grief long locked behind the glitter of fame. Speculations began to emerge. Who was that person? A childhood friend, a former lover, or someone the public never knew? A name, Sunshine, resurfaced from an old interview. But instead of playing detectives, ARMY chose to be protectors. "We don't want to know who it is," a fan wrote on Twitter. "We just want to love the person Jungkook loves." In that way, the fandom transformed from mere fans into a community of healing. Jungkook's confession also triggered a wider conversation about vulnerability in the Korean entertainment industry. Until now, idols were expected to appear perfect, avoid scandals, and hide their human side. But in that 5-minute silent video, Jungkook tore down the walls that had long separated idols from being human. He showed that behind the camera flashes and concert applause, there is an empty space that only painful honesty can fill. "He's not famous," Jungkook said of the one he loves, "but he read my lyrics before anyone else." With that statement, he defined love as something far from glamour. Not about status, not about image, but about someone who understood him even before the world did. "And he's gone," he continued. Silence echoed, like a long pause in a symphony that had just lost its melody. Hybe, BTS's agency, has not released an official statement. Other BTS members remained silent, but fans reported that Suga visited him personally, and Jimin was caught on camera shedding tears while rewatching the video backstage. The world was given no explanation, but everyone felt they knew. Because for the first time, they saw Jungkook not as a superstar, but as a man who loved and lost. What followed that video wasn't mere virality. Digital music platforms recorded a significant surge in Jungkook's solo songs. But this wasn't the effect of promotion or a marketing campaign. It was a wave of empathy. People returned to his songs with a new heart, to find fragments of love hidden behind the harmony. A few days after the confession, the fan community began a new tradition. They created the Sky Letter Project. Thousands of love letters to someone who had passed were written on blue paper, folded into origami birds, and released into the sky in quiet ceremonies across major cities worldwide. Jungkook was reported to have attended one of the events in Seoul, without makeup, sitting silently in a corner clutching a white envelope. "That envelope is always with him," whispered one crew member to a documentary camera. For years, the love Jungkook revealed didn't have a happy ending, but that's what made it real. In the entertainment world that constantly seeks dramatic resolution, this love chose to remain an unfinished story. And in its incompleteness, it found eternity. Now, when Jungkook sings, there's a different echo, as if he's singing with someone invisible. At concerts, when the lights dim and the music pauses for a moment, his whisper is heard. If you can still hear, I haven't stopped writing for you. And the audience knows, it's not acting. It's love that continues to sing, even when no one else is listening. ARMY's reaction wasn't just tears. They rewrote the way the world sees silent love. They created a safe space amidst the noisy internet. Comments like, "We're with you," and that love lives on flooded digital platforms. Not because they knew who it was, but because they knew the pain. Jungkook had opened a door for millions to acknowledge their own loss. And so, behind the sweet voice and grand stage, the world witnessed one of the most human confessions from a global superstar. A confession that proved love needs no name, no public recognition, and no happy ending. It only needs honesty. And that night, Jungkook wrote it with tears in a song that will never be released. ARMY knows. We all know. He is still singing, not for the world, but for someone who now lives in every song he creates. And perhaps in all our hearts. But now, after all the emotions have poured and the tears have fallen, we need to pause for a moment and ask, did all of this really happen? Or are we just swept away by a wave of narrative that may not be real? The video said to be Jungkook's secret love confession has indeed spread widely across platforms, TikTok, YouTube, even Twitter. There are clips claimed to be original footage, screenshots with emotional subtitles, and narratives from fan accounts claiming it was the most honest moment in Jungkook's life. But have we ever seen the full video from an official source? Was it truly uploaded by Jungkook himself on his own channel, or was it edited by a third party aiming to spark attention, who verified its authenticity? Who witnessed the upload firsthand before it went viral? So, what about you? Do you truly believe that the love confession video is real? Do you feel that this is a part of Jungkook's human side that has long been hidden? Or are you beginning to suspect that this is merely a narrative constructed to shape a deeper emotional image? Is this purely a personal expression? Or a clever form of emotional marketing? These questions are not meant to corner anyone, but to encourage all of us to be more critical. Especially in today's digital climate, the line between reality and fabrication is incredibly thin. A video that looks emotional could be an edited clip with added narration. A statement could be fabricated. And one hoax can become a new truth if enough people believe it without questioning it. Be a reflective viewer, not a reactive one. Every time you see information like this, find the original source, check whether major media are reporting the same thing, compare information from various perspectives, and most importantly, ask yourself, do I believe this because it's true, or because I want it to be true? We invite all of you to join this discussion. Share your thoughts. Voice your opinion. Do you think Jungkook's secret love story is real, or is it just a modern digital myth? Do you see supporting evidence or lingering doubts? Thank you for watching until the end. In a world that changes so quickly, being critical is the highest form of love for the truth. And behind every touching story, there's always room to ask, what really happened?